Boys and girls, Alex here. Another little video to help you whittle away your idle time. How many times have you been in a situation where you're working on a project and suddenly you need a measuring stick? And with me, usually my main measuring stick is a set of calipers. And when I reach into my drawer, I find that shit. I didn't think ahead and I've got this workpiece clamped up, can't get into the drawer. Cannot get my trusty little calipers. Alright, well, I have got a solution because I've got another set of calipers elsewhere. However, I shall get into that, but for all of you, don't freak out. No woodworking was harmed when I removed this clamp. This was just a staged video to help set up for the rest of the video. So we shall move on to the other area and hopefully you see what I'm all about. My solution was, actually my initial solution, was to mount it on the side of my workbench. So although it's a short walk from my other workbench, at least it's not impeded. However, it used to piss me off every time I opened it up. Well, this time it's fell down, but it usually sticks up there. Not that that matters how I'm going to take it out, but it annoyed me, and I know I just wasn't happy with it. Furthermore, I'll take you to the other place. Here is another one I've set up in a similar fashion. However, you'll find that because it hasn't got the tabletop protruding, I can get at this much easier. However, again, although this one's fallen down, you can see how it usually stays up. And look, I'm going to use it so it's staying up, it doesn't matter, but it just annoys the shit out of me of why does it have to sit there like that? Anyway, as I said, I had to come up with something that I thought was a better solution. Not only that, I was concerned that with this setup, this is putting more pressure on that hinge than just normal opening and closing, and eventually I reckon it will break. However, having said that, the inside lining still seems intact, and that's often why a lot of people replace their box, because the inside lining falls to pieces. Well, mine hasn't, but anyway, I had to come up with something better. Here I am with the solution. I've replaced that thing with one of these little trays. Now, actually there's these little trays are held in by these little buttons here. They're removable, so the tray can be removed if need be. I only put it in there because I left it out there, sorry, just so I can show you, but I need that there to give it stability. And there you have it. Out of the way, I can get at it, it always stays upright. Now what I have done is I've cut on the laser, a felt piece that goes down in there, which now probably won't come out, yes it will. But I haven't stuck it in only because I've only just oiled this recently and I want to give the oil a time to dry before I put it in, otherwise that won't stick. And there you have it. Now, having said that, because I've got two of these that I had to make, I've put this in, practice naturally, and I'll run you through the other one I've got for the other room. And that way you'll get an idea of A, what it looks like, how it works, and maybe even how I fit it. Catch you soon. Here we are with the second piece. As you can see, when I mentioned to you these little plugs, I'll move them out. The whole idea is that when this slides, which is the chalk, it catches onto the plug to limit full extension, and the plug at the back flushes the drawer up. But I have to remove both these plugs, there's one on either side, so I can take the drawer out. Now, this is the top that get screwed under your bench top, like so. In fact, hell, I could do it here and be able to get at it without any problems. In fact, this would be easier. When I screw it to a bench top with a, oh God, whatever I could call it, a frame, I actually made these so you can then screw that, because the frame will come along across the front here, like so, and that piece there sits against the tabletop, bench top, whatever you have. So that's it. You can see there's sort of like a slider. Now bear in mind, this could quite easily be made out of solids, although I've done it on a laser. Look how the laser makes it easy. Nevertheless, it can be cut out of solids because there's not that many great shapes. Nearly everything is straight cut. Anyway, as I said, that's the top. The base that holds the caliper. Hang on, I'll go and get a caliper. Actually, I got two of them. This was the one you saw before. This is the other one. As you can see, because of the black, it's the black sheep of the family. So that's the one that's going to be used. Sits in there. Again, it'll have felt covering. Those little nicks in there are just so you can pick it out much easier. The layers in there, for all it's worth, are made up of a 3mm MDF and a 6mm MDF. I didn't want to make it too high, otherwise you won't get the finger holes in. However, because the felt itself is a couple of mil thick, I didn't want to raise it too much, otherwise it'd just sit too high up and it might slide around. So anyway, I compromised with the 3mm MDF to compensate for the felt and the rest of it. As with everything, I used dowel alignment. Again here, no, I haven't used. Yeah, with this narrow strip, I used, good God, I hope I'm still in focus. I always keep saying focus. I don't mean focus, so please disregard that. Replace that with in the viewfinder. You can actually see the bloody thing, not sort of like out in upstairs somewhere. I have used dowels in here, A, for alignment, and B, it also gives it strength, because around the perimeter of the dowel you're only looking at about 1 mil either side, and in fact I've broken a couple of these making it. Not that it matters because it's glued all along, but those dowels do give it just that little bit extra support. Now I'll do it this way though. Just slides in, stops. These will, once it's in place, these will go in, and as I say, they're not glued in, so they can be taken out as required. It'll sit there like that. This comes out, it goes in, and that mounting block, wherever the hell I put it, that'll go in up there. That gets screwed to, this will be in the shelf, so that'll get screwed to the shelf top. This gets screwed to the face frame. And that's it. Now I'll probably take a couple of pictures as I'm putting it in, but hell, all I'm really doing is putting in 4 screws, clamping it on in place, putting in 4 screws. Jesus Christ, you don't need to be shown how to screw. But that's it. Look, it's a hand. The other thing is, I might be putting in knobs. I don't know, I'm in two minds. I wanted to put a knob underneath, however, with the first one, that knob might interfere with me pulling out all my other tools under it. This one, it shouldn't matter. I didn't particularly want to put it on the front because this is now flush with the frame. The knob would protrude it. However, having said that, the old one protruded anyway, so it shouldn't make any difference. It does come out quite easily, as you can see. However, just a knob might have just given that little bit of a finesse. I don't know. This one also is still wet, as in wet with tung oil, because tung oil, at least the one I use, takes about a week to dry and properly cure. This has been on for about 2 days, so I've still got a few days. The other one's been on for a day longer. So that's it. And talking about tung oil drying, I actually made my Jap saw cover, finally gave up the ghost, and the Jap saw blade is so flimsy I had to do something, so I actually made a cover out of it. As you can see, I've got felt here. That's still just sitting in there, again for the same reason. This was done just before this project, and that MDF, or the tung oil, is still drying. And I actually buggered up the measurements of that, but we won't go into that. But because I buggered up the measurements, I had the other one. I used the other one that is slightly smaller, only because I didn't allow for the spline here. But I just measured it basically with the blade, and then it wouldn't fit in. But then I thought, hang on, I've got a spare blade, which I used to hang in a plastic cover. There's no reason why I can't put that in there. You just flip around, just lock in on that and hang up on that thing. However, this video is not about this bloody thing, so just forget I mentioned it. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for now. Uru, keep safe. Oops, jumped the gun, guys. I haven't finished, so it looked like the video is going to be longer, and I didn't need to use this as a filler because I've still got to shoot the video for fitting this into the other room. So please don't go away, hang around, because there's more to come. I know people generally know how to screw, but I don't know whether they know how to unscrew. However, I didn't bother showing the video of how I unscrewed the unit there. This is the bit that goes in. Look, just a simple case of clamp. Oh, good God, I wish I had 3 hands. That'll do. This one here. And let's see whether that little outrigger at the back fits. It doesn't. And now I know why, because I used the wrong one. The other one, or did I? It should be the other one that I had here. Doesn't matter, because it turns out that those little outriggers wasn't needed, because a couple of screws in this front face plate is sufficient to hold it up, because there's enough meat in that structural beam to hold this securely. So these are handy, so you can then square that up or have it flush using a countersink, one of these little magical countersink bits. There we go. One there. Seeing as how I'm not putting that other one in, I might even actually put in 3 screws. As I say, why the hell anybody wants to see me screw is beyond the pals, short of bloody porno pictures. No, just kidding, Mum. Oops. And look, one more, and geez, I've even got a screw left over. Anybody want a screw? Yeah. No. Count all the hands up. Now, put that aside. Take off the clamps. As you can see, it's easy to bloody well install. Look, even the calipers there. Oh, for all it's worth, you'll notice it hasn't got the burn marks on this. I put this together too slap happily. I did it upstairs next to the computer, eating dinner, drinking vino, and even though I've got dowel alignment, if the dowels don't fit perfect, and most of the dowels aren't the exact diameter that they state, you might have a bit of an overlap or overhang. So it was just a matter of tidying it up with the scraper, a bit of sanding, and again, remove the char marks. But that slips in there, like so. Comes out, goes in. I might have to, no I don't have to, I don't have to do anything. The tongue oil might have swollen this a bit, shouldn't have, only because it doesn't slide as smooth as the other one did. However, to me that's not an issue, because although unless we have a major earthquake, I doubt if this is going to topple. Now where's the other one? Good God. No, here it is. As I say, they go in just to stop that tray from coming out, and I had to remember not to glue it in, otherwise it wouldn't. So yeah, this one I might actually put a handle on. Not that it's going to matter, but this is, look, I can reach behind and pull it out. But how, a little knob. Oh, I might have to wax this up a bit. It's a bit sticky and I don't want it to bang like that. Yeah, look, I might just put a bit of wax on it and see if that makes any difference. Here I am back again. Buffed the runners up, though it turned out that I didn't need it. What apparently happened was there's a bow in this beam, because all I did was loosen up the end screws, which brought this level, and now as you can see it slides easier, because even after I waxed it, it didn't slide so smooth. I put this knob on not because it looks pretty, I've just, they were cheap, they were I think $1 each, or well, 10 for 20, $10 for 10. So I bought a swag of them, bought about 3 packets of them, and I've got to use them up. So yeah, I couldn't mount it on the front where I wanted to. I haven't got enough room in there, otherwise it'd be right up on the edge. So there you have it. As I said, much like the other one, I'm waiting for the tongue oil to dry before I put a bit of felt in, and to me that's a hell of a lot better than that drop down, and with a bit of luck this will last me a long time, and if it doesn't, I can still pull these little dollops out, pull it out. Anyway, what the hell, this time it's Uru, goodbye and keep safe.